dropping other stuff. But trophy, one of the what's going on, dudes and dudettes? So yeah, it looks like Caleb Williams, his rookie season is going to be documented pretty closely now that the Bears are going to be part of HBO's Hard Knocks, which is always a good type of reality show documentary series that HBO does. It's always better when it's prior to the season and a little bit into it compared to now when they do it like sort of in between, like a couple weeks after the season has started with a different team. But yeah, this one is always pretty good, and I thought they were going to even start doing one with like the Giants, like even way before they get to preseason and all that other stuff. So we'll see what ends up happening with that, but hopefully it doesn't distract Caleb too much and for him to be able to not play well and get distracted pretty early in his NFL career, because I think they probably see same type of potential as like what CJ Stroud and the Texans did with him as a rookie last year, so they're trying to capitalize on that. And it's obviously because he was the number one pick too. So hoping the best for him and the Chicago Bears in this situation. And yes, USC did get a set time for one of their early games against Utah State at the LA Coliseum. It looks like it's going to be once again another 8 p.m. showing on the Big Ten Network, which is pretty crazy. It's just, USC fans complain about starting at 7 and 7:30 at times for like ESPN or the Pac-12 network, and now they're starting at 8 o'clock, which is pretty crazy, especially that it's on the Big Ten Network. It's kind of weird because most of their schools are based in the Midwest and on the East Coast, so they're not going to get anybody watching out there, but I guess they still have at least a handful of teams over here near the West Coast, so I guess we'll see how these games end up going, starting that way late. It's pretty crazy, but I think even some games on the Eastern, like during these finals right now, these conference finals, the games have supposedly been starting at 8 o'clock on the East Coast because they start at 5 o'clock here on the West. So I've always been kind of weirded why they always start so late over there. But I guess it's just because they need more of the West Coast people to get home from work to be able to get those viewership up. But I don't know. We will see. And the incoming transfer from UCLA, Kamari Ramsey, did make the Lot Impact Trophy watch list, which is pretty cool for him. Obviously, it's an award for college football named after an ex-USC guy, so hopefully you always have a USC player in the running for that, and luckily he is at least on the watch list as of right now, so good luck to him. And PFF did do a list of the top returning offensive tackles in college football, and it looks like USC's Jonah Monheim was on that, ranked 6, which is pretty good, but he did come back to play the center position, so I wonder what he would be after this season, what his grade would be at that center spot, but hopefully it will be a successful campaign for him. And a couple of 2026 defensive line and what could be an offensive line players were recently offered by USC, from my knowledge. It was the 2026 four-star defensive tackle Kendall Gerville and the 2026 6'6" tackle or defensive tackle Joel Irvin. He also received a USC offer pretty recently. So yeah, like I always said, it's always good to see Lincoln Riley and the other coaching staff going after the next group of kids. Hopefully they still take their time with the guys now to make sure they do sign later this year. But yeah, that's what this next month is going to be all about. Big time June, and there's a lot of big time visits coming up this week as well. I think Jonah Williams is going to be part of that. Owusu-Boateng is going to be part of that. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of guys. Trey McNutt, I believe, is that we talked about recently, is going to be there this weekend. So they're getting prepped, because I thought not this weekend, but the following weekend was going to be one of their big ones. But they do have a lot of talented guys coming this weekend as well, at the very end of June, or excuse me, the very end of May, which is actually Friday. So I guess it's the first day. I don't know. Getting all these days confused. Forget which month is 31 and all that crap. But either way, big time recruiting updates, hopefully, for USC coming out after this month of June. And the USC women's volleyball team is supposedly ranked number 3 overall for their recruiting class coming in 2025, which is pretty cool. Don't really get much updates on social media from them that pop up of certain players that have committed, except that one player spoke about pretty recently. But either way, it's pretty good to have a very talented high school class coming in, so hopefully they will be having a pretty good season coming up. And then when it came to Dallas tonight, yeah, they played against Minnesota and were able to beat them pretty big. They went away running. They were leading by like almost 30 at halftime, but now that makes it official that at least 4 Duke players are going to be represented in the finals. You'll have Jason Tatum of Boston. He will be playing for Boston, but you also have Emil Jefferson, who is an ex-Duke player on the Boston coaching staff. And then 2 players that are playing right now for Dallas, Kyrie Irving and the rookie Derek Lively II will be playing for Dallas. So it's going to be tough to, obviously I would have just said whoever has more Duke guys, but of course it's now 2-2 and I kind of hate Boston. So I guess I'm going to be going for Dallas because Luka is one of my favorite players, obviously. I think I have him pretty close, yeah, look. Dropping other stuff, but yeah. There he is. But yeah, when it came to Lively too, I think he had missed one of the games this series, but he was perfect again tonight from the field. And I think overall he was 16 of 16 when it comes to field goals and attempts, and I think that was the most. I think the last person that went, perfect from the field in a series was like 10 for 10, but he did at least 6 more shots and a couple more games, I guess. And yeah, that's the first time that's ever been done in a playoff series, so congrats to him. And 4 Duke football games were made official as well. I won't get into the times, but I'll get into where they will be playing. I believe the Elon and UConn game will be on the ACC network, so not really big time setting for them, but the Northwestern game will be on FS1, and the Florida State game will be on ESPN2, so I guess those are at least a little bit more of a high-profile game for Duke, so hopefully they will be able to win all of these games, hopefully. And Duke softball played earlier on Thursday, and yes, sadly they did lose to the better team in Oklahoma, but it was a pretty big blowout in softball terms. They lost 1-9. I think they only scored 1 home run, Duke, but they did give up a bunch of home runs, which is what I kind of saw a lot of their starters do in the last series against Missouri, so I was hoping that they would have cleaned that up and maybe not give that up to a really good home run hitting team in Oklahoma, but I guess it wasn't in the cards for them. But I guess they still get another chance, and I think it's against Alabama, maybe, because I don't think it's against Texas, but I don't know, I forget whoever's in their little group thing, but I guess we'll find out and see if they can advance or get to the next round somehow. But good luck to those ladies. And then the Duke men's baseball team are going to be playing Friday as you're watching this, like around, I think, 10 a.m. in the morning. So, yeah, we'll see how they do. They get UConn, who is okay, not great when it comes to baseball. So hopefully Duke will be able to beat them and advance to the next round. Because like I said, I forget how the postseason works for a lot of the softball or baseball, because it always just seems like it's win best out of 3 here, then all of a sudden it's just a single elimination. So I get confused, but either way, good luck to both of those squads. Thanks for watching, people. Like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.